cloudy. Are we live? We're live.
Yay!
So there's a couple people out there maybe watching,
Okay.
sometimes more. We'll
All
see what
right.
happens. Today I'm very excited. I'm talking to Marianne, and you've been an agent for a little bit.
Since 2014.
And your mother was an agent, right?
My mother, Cheryl Whitcomb. She was an agent for 32 years.
Oh my goodness. So you grew up with it as a kid.
Yes.
And you still chose to be a real estate agent.
In spite of knowing the better. Yes.
And you're pretty good at it.
Thank you.
You are. So I'm excited to talk to her. If you guys have any questions, post them in the comments. That would be awesome.
Yes.
So you're going to tell us your story. And then we're going to give the people some tips on how to find their business, right?
Sure.
Because it's Find the Business Friday. I really want to help the agents make more money.
Yeah. That's
Help
the
more
goal.
people. Help more people.
And in turn, make more money.
Yeah. It's not bad to make money.
No, it isn't.
It's fun.
It's okay.
So I put together a little. Oh, there. I feel good now. I got my intro music. We're good. Well, let's get started with, 2014. So you had a life before real estate.
I did. I was a pharmaceutical trainer for Novartis Pharmaceuticals. I did that from 1996 to 2009. It was wonderful.
Oh, wow.
I had a lot of sales training given to me with a wonderful, like Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Ken Blanchard. I mean, these were the people that pharmaceutical companies had the funding to be able to bring in.
Oh, so you saw him speak?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And we had a lot of people from their companies come and train us as well. And then that really helped with uncovering objections. So understanding how to flow, uncovering objections with people, that really has helped in the real estate world become more natural, because the more you practice it, the better off you are to really just have that down and really know where the pitfalls are for sales.
No, that's true, because they're coming to us and they've got a problem.
Yes.
We got to figure out what the problem is so we can help them.
Right.
I mean, we're problem solvers.
Yeah. So
Stephen Covey, you should could you teach a class on that? That would be awesome.
No, you have to be certified. Oh. And it was a long time, like 96 is a long time ago.
Fresh out of high school. Fresh out of high school.
So I did that. And then my mother, who was an agent for 32 years, was first with Jim Maroka, which was behind the drive-in theater on Menor Avenue. And he had a lot of our agents like around town started with Jim. And my mom was quite successful. And then my sister joined. Of course, my mom went to Realty One, and then ultimately to Keller Williams. And my sister started at Realty One, Marcy Feather. And then she moved over to Keller Williams. And they were just about to partner, my mother and my sister, and my mother got sick. And unfortunately, we lost her in 2012. But right after that, I got my kids into school and decided I would go ahead and start a career in real estate. And I'm so glad I did.
That's awesome. And you work with your sister?
I do.
How's that?
It's wonderful.
She's not listening. You can tell me the truth.
Yeah, right. Is right. My sister and I are very different and very alike. There's one thing that I always think about when you're working with family is their family first and business partners second, because you will do things differently than your family member, but it's okay because you can accomplish very many things together. My sister works with many different types of clients very well. She's a fierce negotiator, very good at it. And of course, always keeping in mind a win-win solution for everyone involved. And I also kind of market myself as taking a hand alongside and helping through the process. So I kind of find that I gravitate to a more mature client.
Which is okay.
It's wonderful. And my sister really does well with a younger millennial type client, although we do cross over into both those worlds, but we feel we can cover everyone, as best we can for clients.
I think a little bit of a mistake that people make in real estate when they're starting out, they want to be everything to everybody, and you don't have to be.
No, you just have to be good at one thing.
Yeah, and actually, I think people could probably do better if they specialize in a niche.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Agreed.
And it was wonderful to have a sister in the business that could help you, because you're writing contracts and your questions come up at 11 at night when it's not appropriate to call anyone. But you can always call your sister because, she can't really fire you. So so we got through that part, and I'm very thankful. That learning curve was much better with a sister.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great point, because I work with my wife and I've worked with my son now, and sometimes it becomes like that's all we talk about is business and business and business, and I've got to be mindful, because like if I'm calling him in the evening just to talk, all right, we're talking, don't bring in business all the time. So it's interesting.
Yeah. And, when you're new, you're so excited about the business. You should be talking about it all the time.
Well, you're still excited about it.
Yeah. And so I was like so gung ho, and our conversations would revolve around real estate all the time. And any groups that we were in too, because of being excited. And that still happens, but I think there's more balance to it now.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we were talking before we got on air and about your business. Mm-hmm. So it seems like the bulk of your business is referral and database. You guys don't, you're not buying leads or doing any of that, do you?
No, Marcy and I, the Whitcomb partners, we have never purchased leads. We do a lot with our database. We do a lot with my mother's database. And that's
so when you say you do a lot, I mean like specifics. What do you do?
So as much as it might seem old school, we do recipe cards that we send out.
Do you really?
Yes. And I'm telling you, my clients love it. And I will meet people in grocery stores and they're like, oh my goodness, I'm making the bundt cake. I'm making the chicken dish. And awesome. And as long as I continue to get a return on investment, I will do those. And I have every year. So
how many do you send out?
I send to all the people that I have sold the home to. Okay. And they're added every month. And then I send to all of how I started my database. And, I started with just trying to find people I know who would trust and, trust me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I honestly started with my church directory. My very first roster that I called was my church directory. And I believe that my script was, I thought I would call you to see if you would like to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, because you're from my church and at least you won't hang up on me as quickly.
That was I love it.
And for most of everyone, they were okay with it. But a lot of things are very conversational, and whether they are ready to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, they might know somebody. And that is how I started. And
you got a nice script comment there.
Oh, thank you. And really, it was my very dear friend who also has a cleaning business. And she does fabulous cleaning of homes and residential and commercial. And her son was looking for a place, his first place. And it was a perfect person to start my business with, because they just were starting out too. And we kind of figured that all out together, and it was wonderful.
So you're still partner with each other? Not partner, but
he's on my list of recipes. We still talk.
How over 500?
Probably people? Right around 500.
Really? Mm-hmm. Once a year, twice a year?
I do every other month.
Every other month they're getting a recipe?
Yeah, they're getting a month.
They ever invite you over?
Yes. For instance, I have been, Marcy and I, the Whitcomb partners, has given out recipe cards on my mom's database since, my mom did it for 25 years. And I just had a listing in Willowick. It was the gentleman's mother, and it's under contract. And he said, well, you've been sending me recipe cards for 20 years. It's about time I list a house with you.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
So it does work, but these are relational. This is relational. So I find that the easiest way for me to really touch base with my database is when I'm driving in the car, which we spend a ton of time doing, I will pick up the phone when I pass houses and streets and neighborhoods. And when I'm thinking of that person, I catch myself and put it either a to-do, or I immediately call if I have about a 10-minute or whatever time, and I just catch up. I just sold a home, Marcy and I did, for our former youth group leader when I was in elementary school, and they just sold off Ohio Street.
Nice.
And so these are the types of relationships that we just continue to just keep in touch and have a pulse on. And they're very dear people. We love them like family.
So for people who are apprehensive and calling their database, like what does that conversation look like?
It's conversational.
So you just, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Just thinking about you?
Yeah. Hi. You know what? I just saw that they updated the sign in your development. That's neat. Now, did your dues go up for your HOA? No. Oh, how is Susie? How is Joe? And then, are you guys still, tell me about your house. Have you done anything different in it?
Okay.
Well, we have to stop. You'll have to stop by. Oh, we changed all the colors. The cabinets are, and it just becomes relational. And then, but you have to close for some action. What do
you mean? Like what?
You have to just ask them. So I would love to see you. And, before I do you know anyone who's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? It's that easy. You don't need to make it anything more, but you have to be genuine with a relationship, and they expect you to ask them because that's what you do. And there are certain people.
See, I like that. Can you say that again? They expect.
They expect you to ask them for business. If you know somebody, because that's what you do. And you want them to be thinking of you when.
Well, and they like you, so they want you to do well. And you did a good job for them, so they know you'll do a good job for their friend.
Right. Oh, they trust you.
Absolutely.
So when you get the referral from them, it's already warm and there's already a built-in trust about it.
Oh, how much easier is it to convert referrals?
It's so much more joy.
100%.
You have so much more joy in the transaction because you already feel like you're protective over the client too.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah.
So phone calls, you guys do some recipe cards. Anything else you guys?
We do. We have done. It just depends on the year you have. We have done some mix of a holiday dinner, thanking people for their support of us and using us. We've done that in the past before COVID. That was wonderful. We have done, honestly, some certain segments of groupings that, like all listings that we have bought or we're the listing agent on. We've done like poinsettias in the holiday season, or sometimes a Thanksgiving card, just thanking them because it's a great opportunity to, it's a great perfect time to thank your clients.
Absolutely. Love that.
Mm-hmm. But we don't spend a ton of money.
It doesn't sound like it. But you're connected. So you're in flow with your people pretty well.
Absolutely.
And I like that. And it's worked for you guys because you are successful at real estate. You said referrals. Do you have like a referral pro? Do you give them a thank you gift when you get referrals? What do you guys do?
I have probably dear friends and dear neighbors that I have two neighbors that I absolutely adore for referrals. They have never needed to sell their own homes because I don't want them to leave my neighborhood.
So you tell them, no, I'm not selling your house. You got to stay here.
No,
sorry.
They haven't left. So, but they are people who are continuous referral sources. They are like my power referrals. They tell people about our abilities to do a good job. And I constantly get referrals from them. And I make sure that I thank them, and a handwritten card. All moms like to go to Starbucks, most of them. So
Dads like to go too.
Just a little, thank you so much for thinking of me. And during the transaction, letting them know, as long as it's okay with the client,
right,
to report back and just say, things are going well. I had one situation where there was some valuable goblets in the home, and I made sure that the sister of the owner that had passed away received them. And I sent a nice little card saying, I know these would be important to you. Obviously, they were your sisters. And it's just taking a minute to be connected.
I like that.
It is.
Like
We're in a society that doesn't connect as much. And I do old school.
I think
I pick up the phone. I don't always text.
I think we've replaced our connection with a more superficial connection.
Yeah.
With with social media and everything
Sure.
else. And like you're saying, I like that. So your connections are deeper. We're talking. You're seeing these people. You're thanking them, and you genuinely care.
Yeah, and my business is set up that way. If I had to turn and burn transactions, monetarily, it probably would be great, but I don't think I would be as fulfilled.
That makes sense.
So I'm going to do a balance.
You can do it any way you want.
That's right.
I love it.
I'm going to do a balance.
All right, I got a question for you. So any new agent coming in to real estate, what advice would you give them?
I would tell them that at under Keller Williams, we have an umbrella of classes. Win with buyers, win with sellers, ignite. Those are all different classes that a new agent could take. And you might not know what all those like little titles mean, but it gives you the tools to how to call and use a script. For people you don't know, for people that you do know. We also have a class that I 100% think every agent should take, but for sure a new agent, called Bold.
Oh.
And it gives you all of the tools to go ahead and make telephone calls and make connections with people. If you're like, I don't know how to start, those are places to start, and you don't need to be a Keller Williams agent. It will help any agent anywhere to be successful. And the results are tried and true. And if you do these things, your business will come. So that is what I did when I first started. And people were saying, well, you might not do as well your first year. And I don't remember what I sold my first year, but I know it was at least 20 homes, maybe 25. And then next year,
that's really good.
Yeah,
thank first you. Year,
yeah, and it was like half the year. I mean, I started in March, and it was by January. And
any of you guys like to do 20 a year?
Yeah,
yeah.
And then last year was 78 transactions between my sister and I. So we did well, and it's because of some of those classes that start out a great foundation. You can tweak when people say, oh, I don't really like a script. That's not me. Well, you don't need to do it exact, but you have to have a foundation that you can jump off from.
Agreed. I love that with the script piece of it, because you have a script. Mm-hmm. It's just not a good one. We all have scripts. If somebody's saying they don't have a script, well, that's your script.
Yeah.
It's just not good.
Yeah.
Might as well have a good script.
And you don't want to practice on your client.
No.
So you might as well practice in the mirror. And we did a lot of that. Role play, a lot of that.
Absolutely. Record, if nothing else, just voice record yourself.
Absolutely.
You'll be shocked.
Absolutely.
It's fun to do. Funny you mentioned Bold. I didn't even know you were going to mention that. We got Bold coming up January 25th. So actually, the week before that, I think 22nd. Anyways, if you guys are interested, message me. I'll get you guys information. And it's not just Keller Williams. Anybody who's interested, any realtor, let me know, and I'll pass you on the information.
It's a great class. It's a great, if you're new and you're not sure, how do I start? It gives you every tool of where to start, how to start.
It's like a shot of adrenaline, man.
It's great.
It really, no, that's good. That's great advice.
Yeah.
Thank you. And
I still use it.
And you plugged the bold thing for me.
Oh, you're welcome.
That's awesome. We're going to wrap up. What are you looking for your business? Are you looking for more listings? Are you looking for talent? I mean, what are you looking for?
I love listings because I feel that the trust is there. You work alongside your sellers. I enjoy buyers. I really like to have about a 60-40 makeup, 60 listing. Yeah. 40 buyers. I do like it both. I like when we have more light outside to run buyers so that I'm not slamming my day between after work and 5:15. But I honestly love real estate, and it's not fake. It's fun. It wouldn't be as fun if I didn't get to have the relationships with the people. I love the people I work for. I think that, I'm going to give one more shameless plug that we have some of the best agents in our industry in this Keller Williams office and Mentor, and a wonderful broker who's super knowledgeable on a state and national level. And I think that makes a huge difference.
100% agree.
So I feel very fortunate and very blessed. And I feel as long as I can feel that way, I'll keep doing real estate.
And it's fun.
So to answer your question, what would I do? What would I like to do? Well, I definitely want a good mix of listings and buyers moving forward. But I also want to be thinking about the future and how do I leave a legacy of my business so that I can continue to have money come in and maybe not work at the pace that I'm working. And with our profit share that Keller Williams offers, which you could learn more about if you came here, I think that's very possible. So I want to focus a little more about that in the next year to 3 years.
Like it. I can help you.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's my job.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I've enjoyed this. And if you guys have any, how can people reach you?
My number is 440-463.
440. What was it?
463.
463.
2970.
2970.
And that is the Whitcomb Partners. That's my Marianne cell phone. And Marcy and I would be happy to help you for any of your buying or selling or investing needs.
That was perfect. Thank you, guys. This has been Alex and Marianne on a Find the Business Friday.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
Bye-bye.